"We don't take medical advice from black cleaning ladies," Dr. Moore says it to Naomi Turner's face. The Johns Hopkins physician in Charles Anderson's Manhattan penthouse doesn't lower his voice. Naomi is 61, Jamaican immigrant, night shift nanny, $20 an hour. She'd suggested the therapy angle might be wrong. That's why 4-year-old Sophia screams every session. Dr. Moore just told billionaire Charles Anderson his twin daughters will never walk. Arthrogryposis, joints frozen, irreversible. Charles says nothing, stares at the floor. 14 doctors in 4 years, $5.4 million spent. Everyone said impossible. But what nobody knows is every night after the house goes dark, Naomi breaks into the locked rooftop pool. And tomorrow morning, Charles Anderson will watch the security footage. He'll see his black nanny doing something to his paralyzed daughters in the water. Something that will either send her to prison for life or prove every one of those doctors dead wrong. Charles Anderson built his fortune solving impossible problems. Anderson Pharmaceuticals, 18 patents, $8 billion. He turned experimental compounds into miracle drugs, saved thousands of lives, made himself obscenely rich, but he can't fix his own daughters. Every morning at 6 a.m., he sits in his corner office, stares at the wall of medical reports, 14 specialists, Johns Hopkins, Mayo Clinic, Boston Children's, Columbia. The files are 2,834 pages thick. Every page says the same thing. Arthrogryposis multiplex congenita. Joints frozen since birth. Muscles crystallizing. The window for intervention closed at 18 months. The twins are 4 now. Too late. Irreversible. Never walk. $5.4 million spent. Gene therapy, experimental surgeries, hyperbaric oxygen, stem cells from Switzerland. Nothing worked. Last week's MRI, Dr. Rebecca Williams from Johns Hopkins used irreversible 4 times in 2 pages, 8 to 12 months before permanent paralysis. Olivia's hip rotating inward at 15 degrees, getting worse weekly. Charles asked if there was anything else to try. Dr. Williams looked at him with pity. At some point, you have to stop trying to cure them and start accepting them. 3 days ago, he hasn't slept since. His wife Victoria died 18 months ago, found in the rooftop pool at 11:18 p.m. Official report, accidental drowning. But Charles knows she dove in fully clothed, trying some therapy she'd researched. He'd called it pseudoscience. They fought about it. She died, proving she was right. He locked the pool the next day, moved his bedroom to the opposite side of the penthouse. Can't stand looking at those glass doors. His in-laws filed for emergency custody 9 weeks ago. Say he's obsessed with curing instead of caring. Want to institutionalize the twins. Custody hearing in 4 weeks. Margaret Wilson runs the household. 15 years as head housekeeper. Military precision. Everyone has their place. Charles hired Naomi Turner 8 weeks ago, night shift nanny. Most people don't want overnight hours, 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., alone with sick children. But Naomi applied specifically for that shift. Jamaican immigrant, 61, clean background check, $20 an hour. Charles barely knows her. Sees her maybe 10 minutes during evening shift change at 6 p.m., stands in the corner during medical consultations, doesn't speak unless spoken to. Margaret says she's reliable, quiet. That's all Charles knows about the woman who spends more time with his daughters than he does. What he doesn't know, Naomi has a studio apartment in the Bronx. 90-minute subway commute. Lives with her 8-year-old granddaughter Destiny on a pull-out couch. Takes night shift for the extra $2 per hour. $840 a month for Destiny's asthma medication. Used to run Healing Waters Therapy Center in Montego Bay. 3 rooms near the beach. 40 to 60 patients monthly. Pediatric neuromuscular conditions. 73% success rate over 5 years. August 14, 2008. 2:30 p.m. Naomi was treating 6-year-old Timothy Williams in the ocean. Cerebral palsy, couldn't swim, wave came, unexpected. Children swept into current. Naomi had to choose, let go of Timothy, who'd drown immediately, or trust others to save her daughter playing nearby. She held Timothy. Other children rescued, her daughter wasn't. 4 minutes underwater, too long. Medical board investigated. Timothy's parents filed complaint, said Naomi chose their son over her daughter, proved she was reckless. Caribbean Physical Therapy Association voted 3-2, revoked her license. Officially, failure to maintain safe practice standards. Unofficially, wrong choice. Should have saved her own child. Clinic closed. Husband died of cancer 2 years later. Moved to U.S. in 2011 with granddaughter Destiny. Her daughter's child. The father died in a fishing accident in 2010. Naomi worked as home health aide, janitor, elder care assistant, nanny, never disclosed medical background, carries a notebook, 124 pages of therapy protocols, her grandmother's techniques, 4 generations, photograph in her pocket, daughter at 8, yellow swimsuit, gap-toothed smile, bright sunlight. Naomi doesn't look at daylight photos anymore, prefers night work now, darkness feels safer, can't see what might go wrong, memories less vivid. 9 weeks ago, news article about Anderson twins, recognized the condition, treated 5 children with arthrogryposis in Jamaica. 3 walked again, applied for night shift the next day. She came to this house with a plan. Charles Anderson has no idea she owns his nights. Margaret Wilson makes it clear on day 1. Night staff don't give opinions. You change diapers, monitor vitals, document in the log. You do not speak to Mr. Anderson unless he speaks first. You do not discuss medical matters. Ever. 15 years she's worked here. Knows her place. Expects everyone else to know theirs. Naomi nods. Says nothing. The penthouse has 43 security cameras. Living room 6, hallways 8, medical wing 12, bedrooms 4, kitchen 3, garage 2, pool area 3, rooftop 6, Thomas Brown head security, former NYPD. Mentions during orientation that Mr. Anderson reviews random footage every morning, keeps everyone honest. Naomi's room is 120 square feet. Shared bathroom. Camera in the corridor outside. She studies camera patterns first week. Rotate every 18 seconds. 3-second gap when switching angles. Not much, but enough. She watches evening therapy sessions. 4 to 6 p.m. Dr. James Moore, 3 times weekly. Wrong angles. 45 degrees instead of 30. That's why Sophia screams. Why her hip keeps rotating inward. 6 weeks she watches. Says nothing. Week 6. Medical consultation. Naomi in her corner. Dr. Moore explaining to Charles why treatments aren't working. Sophia on therapy table, crying softly. Right hip now 15 degrees inward. Was 12 last month. Naomi watches him position Sophia's leg. Wrong angle. Again. She speaks quietly. Excuse me. Maybe if the angle was... We don't take medical advice from black cleaning ladies. Dr. Moore doesn't look up. Keeps working. Charles says nothing. Margaret gives Naomi a sharp look, the kind that says stay silent. Naomi doesn't speak again that session. That night, in her small room listening to the city 42 floors below, she decides. 6 weeks watching children suffer. She knows what's wrong. Knows how to fix it. No one will listen because she's black, old, immigrant, working class, night shift. Most invisible person in this household. She can watch them deteriorate while having knowledge to help, or do something about it. Second option is illegal, practicing medicine without license, Class E felony, prison for years, but she's already lost everything once. Daughter, career, country. What's one more thing? Night 43. She makes her move. 6 p.m. staff meeting. Margaret sets keyring on table during schedule review. Naomi waits until Margaret turns to whiteboard, slips keyring into pocket, returns it 14 minutes later when Margaret answers phone. But first, presses pool master key into soap bar, then candle wax. Orders key blank online that night, $8.50. Delivered to Bronx apartment 2 days later. She practices timing. Rooftop cameras rotate every 18 seconds. 3-second blind spot switching. Needs to enter pool area under 2.8 seconds. Watches Charles's routine, takes sleeping pills, doctor's orders for insomnia. Usually asleep by 11:30 p.m. Thursday night, week 7, 11:38 p.m. Naomi enters twins' bedroom. Sophia sleeping. Olivia in adjacent room. Naomi lifts Sophia carefully. 31 pounds, barely stirs. Walk to rooftop, 48 seconds. Counts every step. Listens for movement. Rooftop door has electronic keypad. 6-digit code. She watched Thomas Brown during security checks. Memorized in 3 days. Door opens silently. Pool glows in darkness. City lights on still water. Temperature gauge 94 degrees. System maintains automatically. Naomi's hands shake. Hasn't been in water since August 14, 2008. Since daughter drowned while she held another child. Since bright sunlight showed her everything she couldn't save. Now she works in darkness. Safer. Shadows hide what she can't bear to see. She lowers Sophia into water slowly, 6 inches every 10 seconds. Child's eyes open, wide, frightened. "I've got you," Naomi whispers. "The water's got you. You're safe." Her grandmother's words, used with 60 children in Jamaica, used with Timothy Williams when her daughter died. Water is body temperature. Sophia's muscles relax almost immediately. Naomi positions child on back, arms extended 45 degrees, floating position, supports head and spine. In 2-3, out 2-3. Breathing synchronized with movement. Grandmother's technique. Micro movements begin. Hip rotation, 5-degree increments, 8-second intervals. Water provides 12 times more resistance than air. Natural pushback, 6 minutes. She feels it. Sophia's right hip releases, maybe 2 degrees. But Naomi feels it through fingertips. Body remembers, even when mind doesn't believe. Sophia falls asleep in water after 18 minutes. Complete muscle relaxation. Never happened during daytime therapy. Naomi continues 8 more minutes, 26 total. Longer than planned, loses track of time. Lifts Sophia out 12:04 a.m. Dries carefully. Child doesn't wake. Back in bedroom 12:10 a.m. Sophia in crib, breathing steady, peaceful. Naomi exits pool area 12:12 a.m. She's already thinking about tomorrow night. On the 43rd night, she stopped asking permission and started planning the crime. 3 sessions first week, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday nights. All between 11:38 p.m. and 12:15 a.m. Naomi develops routine, rhythm. Done this before. 60 children in Jamaica, 5 with same condition as Sophia. 3 walked again. Aquatic neuromuscular repatterning. Her grandmother learned from her grandmother. 4 generations of healers in coastal Jamaica. Worked by lamplight, moonlight, whatever light they had. Naomi works by city light now, pool lights off. Too risky. Manhattan glow provides enough. She learns to work by touch, by feel. Decades of muscle memory. Temperature first, always. Exactly 94 degrees body temperature. Colder, muscles seize. Warmer, therapy doesn't work. Grandmother was strict. Water must become invisible to the body. Entry protocol. Lower child slowly. 6 inches every 10 seconds. Constant eye contact. Let them see your face. Know they're safe. Fear tightens muscles. Trust releases them. Floating position. Child on back. Face up. Arms extended 45 degrees. Not therapy angle. Floating angle. Relaxation first. Can't heal clenched muscles. Breathing synchronization. In 2-3. Out 2-3. Whispered. Rhythmic. Diaphragm controls everything. Breath controls diaphragm. Naomi controls breath. Only then, only after child fully relaxed, only then real work begins. Micro movements. Hip rotation. 5-degree increments. Not 45-degree movements Dr. Moore uses daytime. Too aggressive. Cause pain. Pain causes fear. Fear causes tension. Tension prevents healing. 5 degrees. Hold 8 seconds. Release. Wait. Again. Water does most work. 12 times more resistance than air. Every tiny movement becomes exercise. Gentle, invisible. Child doesn't know it's happening. Sophia improves quickly. 3 sessions. Right hip rotates from 15 inward to 13 inward. 2 degrees. Small, measurable. 6 sessions. 10 degrees. 9 sessions. 5 degrees. Left ankle shows improvement. Dorsiflexion increasing. Was 82 degrees, now 79. Pain medication reduced. 3 doses daily to 2. Sophia sleeps through night now. Before, woke 4 to 6 times from pain. Now, 8 p.m. to 7 a.m. without waking. Charles notices Monday morning breakfast. She seems more comfortable lately. Margaret smiles. Children have good periods and bad periods. No idea what's happening at night. Naomi treats Olivia starting week 9. Alternating nights. Sophia Sunday, Thursday. Olivia Tuesday, Friday. Olivia's condition slightly different. Knees primary problem. Contracture 95 degrees, core strength 0. Can't hold sitting position 1 second. Same techniques work. Gentle, slow, consistent. Week 10. Olivia holds sitting position 8 seconds. Knee contracture down to 78 degrees, 18-degree improvement. Both girls smiling more. Margaret comments to Charles. Mood really improved, wonder what changed. Charles has no answer. Medical treatments unchanged. Therapy schedule same. Dr. Moore's notes show nothing unusual. But something's different. Tuesday morning, week 10. Charles walks past twins' bedroom 7:30 a.m., sees Sophia trying to pull herself up on crib rail. Never done that before. He stands in doorway, watches. Sophia's arms shaking with effort, legs pushing, actually pushing, trying to bear weight. Collapses after 6 seconds, but those 6 seconds, she was standing. Charles calls Dr. Williams that afternoon. Emergency consultation. Thursday arrival. examines both twins 2 hours, checks range of motion, measures joint angles, reviews recent MRI, sits with Charles afterward, expression carefully neutral. Unprecedented, muscle crystallization slowed significantly. Sophia's hip nearly neutral. Olivia's core strength improved dramatically. Need to study this. What does it mean? Don't know. Spontaneous improvement extremely rare with arthrogryposis, but measurements don't lie. Something changed last 8 to 10 weeks. The therapy? Dr. Moore's techniques? Dr. Williams frowns. His notes show no protocol changes, same exercises, same schedule, no explanation. Charles thanks her, shows her out, sits in office, thinks. 8 to 10 weeks, when Naomi started. Doesn't make sense. She's night shift nanny, not even in room during therapy sessions. What could she have to do with this? Opens laptop, pulls up security system. Thomas showed him footage review after Victoria died. Charles never uses it. Doesn't want to watch daughters suffer on replay. But something bothers him. Thursday night. Can't sleep. Insomnia worse than usual. Goes to kitchen 11:54 p.m. Make tea. Kitchen overlooks rooftop deck through floor-to-ceiling glass. Standing at counter when he sees movement. Up on roof. Near pool. Too far to see clearly. Pool lights off, but city glow shows shapes, shadows, adult figure. In water. With child. Charles checks watch. 11:58 p.m. Grabs phone. Calls Thomas Brown. Who's authorized pool access? Thomas sounds confused. Half asleep. No one, sir. Pool's locked since Mrs. Anderson. Per your instruction. Check cameras. Rooftop. Now. Here's typing. Silence. Then. Sir, 3-second gap when cameras rotate. Someone who knew timing could. Pull footage. Last month. Everything. Security office. 5 minutes. Charles takes private elevator to security level. Thomas already queuing files. What dates? 3 weeks ago, late night, 11 to 1 a.m. Thomas pulls first file. Timestamp 11:43 p.m. Thursday. 3 weeks ago, footage grainy, pool lights off, but camera catches enough. Woman entering pool area carrying child. Naomi with Sophia. Charles leans closer. Keep going. Thomas fast forwards, multiple sessions, different nights. Same time window, same routine, 26 minutes per session. Methodical, professional, clinical, not recreation, therapy, medical therapy, performed by his $20 an hour night shift nanny, in his locked pool, while he sleeps. Charles watches 3 full sessions, takes notes, measures timing, looks at Thomas. Every night, 3 times weekly, first few weeks added Friday, 21 days total, 3 weeks, 3 weeks illegal medical treatment, 3 weeks daughters showing unprecedented improvement. Charles watches Naomi lower Sophia into water with gentleness never seen during daytime therapy. Watches her whisper something. Watches Sophia relax completely. Watches his daughter's legs move in ways they haven't in 4 years. Reaches for phone. 1 call to police. Naomi goes to jail. 1 call. Whatever she's doing stops. 1 call. Daughters go back to deteriorating. He doesn't make the call. Instead tells Thomas, tomorrow night, I'll be here. When she shows up, I meet her at pool. He'd spent 3 years trying to fix them in daylight. She'd spent 3 weeks healing them in darkness. Charles waits when Naomi arrives Sunday night. 11:38 p.m. Right on schedule. She's carrying Olivia. Opens door, steps through, sees him standing there, pool lights on, arms crossed, freezes, Olivia still asleep in her arms. Doesn't stir. How long? Charles asks. Voice quiet, controlled. Naomi says nothing. 3 weeks, Charles answers himself. 3 times weekly at first. 4 times now. Security footage shows everything. Still nothing. I could call police right now. Practicing medicine without license. Criminal trespass. Endangering children. Prison for years. Naomi finally speaks. Your daughters were dying. I couldn't watch. You couldn't watch? You're the nanny. Who gave you permission to... Stops. Looks at Olivia sleeping peacefully. At Naomi holding her with careful tenderness. Who are you? Nobody. Nobody doesn't know medical therapy. Nobody doesn't pick electronic locks. Nobody doesn't make my daughters better when 500,000 in specialists couldn't. Naomi shifts Olivia's weight. I should put her back. After you tell me who you are. Long silence. I used to run a clinic. Jamaica, Healing Waters Therapy Center, Montego Bay, 20 years ago. Used to? They took my license. Why? Another silence. Longer. August 14th, 2008, treating 6-year-old boy, Timothy Williams, cerebral palsy, ocean, wave came. My daughter playing nearby, 8 years old. Wave took her, other children, had to choose. Let Timothy go, he drowns immediately. Or trust adults to save everyone else. Charles waits. I held Timothy. Adults saved others, except my daughter. 4 minutes underwater, too long. I'm sorry. Timothy's parents filed complaint, said I was reckless, chose their son over mine. Proved I couldn't be trusted. Medical board agreed, 3-2 vote, revoked license, closed clinic. Husband died 2 years later. Cancer. Moved to America 2011 with granddaughter. Timothy's daughter, actually. His parents helped raise her after her mother, my daughter, died. They died car accident 2019. She came back to me, raising my daughter's daughter and the reason my daughter's dead. Charles sits on pool edge. That's why you work nights. Easier than explaining where I go, what I'm doing, why I still know how even though I'm not allowed. The therapy you're doing, it's working. I know. Dr. Williams can't explain, says spontaneous improvement almost impossible. Not spontaneous. Warm water, proper angles, consistency. Your wife knew that. That's why she died in this pool, trying same thing. Charles looks up sharply. How did you know? Found her research notes. Medical wing, hidden in file labeled physical therapy options. She was right. Doctors were wrong. She died proving it. Silence between them. Two parents who've lost, who carry guilt, who can't quit. Finally, Charles. Show me. What you're doing. Teach me. Naomi looks at him across water. This billionaire finally choosing to be father. Your daughters don't trust you anymore. They haven't for months. You stopped watching sessions. They noticed. They know you gave up. Charles nods. Can't speak. That's what you need to fix first. Every child she saves in darkness is another chance to save the one she lost in daylight. Charles doesn't call police that night. Or next day. Or day after. Monday evening, 6 p.m. shift change, he asks Naomi to stay. Private conversation. Margaret looks curious. Says nothing. Leaves them alone in study. Charles closes door. I need you to train me. Teach me what you're doing. Tonight. Naomi blinks. Sir? 11:30 p.m. Pool. I want to learn. You want to? My daughters trust you. Don't trust me. I stopped attending sessions. Couldn't watch them suffer. But I stopped being present. Stopped being their father. I want that back. And I want to understand what you're doing. That night, 11:30 p.m. Pool. Both twins. Charles hasn't been to rooftop since Victoria died. 18 months. Glass doors still have her fingerprints. He forces himself through. Pool water, 94 degrees. Naomi checks twice, shows thermometer. Body temperature exactly. Not 93, not 95, 94. Muscles can't tell difference between their body and water. That's when they release. Demonstrates with Sophia. Lower slowly. 6 inches every 10 seconds. Eye contact maintained. Show her she's safe. Fear is enemy. Fear tightens everything. Charles watches, takes mental notes. Floating position first. She needs complete relaxation before therapy begins, where Dr. Moore makes mistake. He starts exercises immediately, muscles still tense. That's why she screams. How do you know when she's ready? Her breathing, when it matches yours. Watch. Naomi whispers count. In 2-3, out 2-3. Sophia's small chest rises and falls in perfect rhythm. Now you can begin, but not Dr. Moore's movements. Too aggressive. 5-degree increments, that's all. Hold 8 seconds. Water provides resistance. You're just guiding. She shows him. Hands positioned precisely on Sophia's hip. Gentle rotation. Almost imperceptible. After 8 seconds, releases. Waits. Again. Body learns slowly. Teaching muscles new pattern. Can't force. You invite. Charles tries. Hands shaking. In water for first time since Victoria died. In this pool. At night. Like she was. Sophia tenses immediately. Feels his fear. Breathe, Naomi says quietly. She feels everything you feel. If you're afraid, she's afraid. Charles closes eyes. Counts. In 2-3, out 2-3. Sophia relaxes. By midnight, Charles crying in water. Holding daughter. Finally present. Finally understanding what Victoria tried to do. She was right, he whispers. My wife knew this would work. Yes. I called it pseudoscience. We fought. Told her to stop wasting time on internet research. Trust the specialists. And she died trying to prove you wrong. Charles nods. Can't speak. They work together now. Every night. 11:30 p.m., both of them. Both twins. Partnership awkward at first. Billionaire and nanny. White man and black woman. Employer and employee. Power dynamics don't disappear because they're in water. But slowly, something shifts. Charles learns Naomi treated 60 children in Jamaica. Grandmother's techniques pass through 4 generations. 73% success rate over 5 years. Learns she often worked night sessions in Jamaica because working families could only come after their jobs ended. Darkness wasn't hiding. Was serving people medical establishment forgot. Learns she lost everything for making right choice at wrong time. Naomi learns Charles isn't monster, just father drowning in guilt. Man who thought money could solve anything. Learned too late some things can't be bought. 10 days into partnership, letter arrives. Wednesday morning, plain envelope, New York State Medical Board letterhead. Information received regarding unlicensed medical practice at your residence, specifically, nighttime medical procedures without proper supervision or documentation. Verify credentials all care providers within 14 days. Charles reads 3 times. Looks at Margaret. She's standing in kitchen doorway. Won't meet his eyes. You called them, Charles says quietly. Margaret's voice shakes. I thought she was endangering children. I watched Mrs. Anderson die in that pool. Couldn't let it happen again. I thought... You thought wrong. I'm sorry, Mr. Anderson, truly. But working at night in secret without credentials looked so wrong. I didn't know she was helping, I swear. Charles wants to be angry. Can't. Margaret watched Victoria die, tried to save her, pulled body from water. Of course she'd be terrified of that pool, of anyone using it, especially at night, especially in secret. I understand. You were trying to protect them. But understanding doesn't fix the problem. Medical board investigation. Problem 1. Problem 2 arrives that afternoon. Charles's lawyer calls. Emergency motion filed by Victoria's parents, requesting immediate custody evaluation. They have medical board letter. Somehow. Information leak. Margaret didn't just call board. Called Robert and Helen Wilson, too. Custody hearing moved up. From 6 weeks to 4 weeks, 28 days. Judge assigned, Patricia Davis. Known for strict licensing enforcement. Lawyer's assessment. Nighttime sessions look terrible. Judges don't like secrets, need credentialed professionals, documentation. Make this legitimate immediately. That evening, Charles calls Dr. Williams. Need you to examine twins again. She arrives next day, Tuesday afternoon. 2 hours with Sophia and Olivia. Full assessment, range of motion, joint angles, strength tests. Afterwards, sits with Charles in study. Remarkable. Need months to study properly. Will you testify, custody hearing, that they're receiving appropriate care? Who's providing aquatic therapy? Charles hesitates. A specialist? Licensed? It's complicated. Dr. Williams stands. Then no. Can't risk my credentials on complicated. Especially nighttime work that looks hidden. I'm sorry, Charles. Call when you can give straight answer. She leaves. Charles sits alone, looks at medical board letter, custody motion, calendar. 4 weeks. That night, Naomi and Charles meet for another session. 11:30 p.m. Sophia. Charles tells her everything. Investigation, hearing, lawyer's advice. He says stop night sessions, hire credentialed therapists, make this legitimate. And girls go back to deteriorating. Probably. But you keep custody. Maybe. Both quiet. Sophia floating between them. Peaceful. Pain-free first time in her life. I won't stop, Charles says finally. Don't care what lawyer says. We're not stopping. You'll lose custody. Then I lose custody. At least I'll lose it fighting for them, not giving up. Naomi looks at him across water. This billionaire finally choosing to be father, choosing right over easy. What do you need, she asks. What? To get me properly licensed. What do you need? Not possible. You'd need original certification records. Attorney in Jamaica to petition board, American institution to sponsor reciprocal licensure. Medical professional to vouch for competency. About 6 months. We have 4 weeks. Then not possible. Charles smiles. First time Naomi's seen him smile. I built pharmaceutical company in 18 months with no medical degree. You're telling me I can't license one physical therapist in 4 weeks? He looks at Sophia floating peacefully between them. At Naomi who saved her. At the water that took his wife and gave him back his daughters. Start with Jamaica. I want board records, every page, names of everyone who testified against you. Naomi shakes her head. Charles, and find someone who understands healing doesn't stop at 5 p.m. For first time in 18 years, Naomi lets herself hope. They had 4 weeks to do the impossible, or lose everything they'd saved, every night. Charles moves fast. Monday morning, 6 a.m., call with legal team. Need medical licensing specialist, Jamaican attorney. Contact at every major university rehabilitation department in New York. All by noon. By 2 p.m. has plan. Step 1. Get Naomi's original certification from Jamaica. Charters private plane. Sends team of 3, 2 attorneys, medical record specialist. Land Montego Bay, Monday evening. Tuesday morning at Caribbean Physical Therapy Association headquarters. Cost, $48,000 for 3 days. Charles doesn't blink. Team locates Naomi's file. 284 pages. Original certification 2001. Patient outcomes 2001 to 2008. Incident report August 2008. Board hearing transcript. Key discovery. Vote to revoke was 3-2, not unanimous. 2 board members argued incident was act of God. Naomi's clinical work exemplary. Revocation unjust. Those members, Dr. Sarah Johnson, retired. Dr. Christopher Johnson, still practicing Kingston. Attorneys interview both. Record conversations. Both willing to testify revocation was wrong. Dr. Sarah Johnson adds crucial detail. Naomi Turner was best therapist I ever supervised. Willingness to work nights showed dedication, not deception. She served families who couldn't access care regular hours. That's medicine at its finest. Team returns Thursday with everything. Step 2. Find American institution to sponsor Naomi. Charles reaches Columbia University Medical Center, Dean of Rehabilitation Sciences, Dr. Patricia Moore. His pitch? I'm funding $2 million endowed chair in pediatric aquatic therapy. Need institutional sponsor for international practitioner wrongly delicenced 18 years ago. Dr. Moore's response? We don't trade credentials for donations, Mr. Anderson. Not asking you to trade. Asking you to review case adjudicated poorly. Look at evidence, make your own decision. Sends everything. Naomi's complete file, patient outcome data. Dissenting opinions from Jamaica Board. Letters from 8 former patients he tracked down. Video documentation of Sophia and Olivia's progress with timestamps showing 11:43 p.m. sessions. And letter explaining. Naomi works nights because that's when warm water therapy most effective before sleep, and when working families historically accessed her services. Dr. Moore takes 48 hours to review. Thursday morning, 8 a.m., she calls Charles. This woman shouldn't have lost her license. And night sessions? That's exactly when aquatic therapy works best. Before sleep, when muscles relaxed. This is innovative medicine, not negligent practice. Will you sponsor her? 3 conditions. She submits to competency evaluation by our staff. Agrees to formal supervision 6 months. You document every treatment session for research, including nighttime work. That's actually most interesting data. Done. By 2 p.m. Thursday, Columbia sends official sponsorship letter to New York Medical Board. Step 3. Get emergency approval from board. Charles's attorney files emergency petition, temporary practice permit pending full licensure review. Basis. International practitioner with documented expertise. Patient welfare requires immediate continuity of care. Institutional sponsorship from Columbia. Petition addresses night work directly. Therapist's night shift schedule allowed optimal treatment timing and accommodated employers' preference for overnight care staff. All sessions documented internally, not reported to authorities because practitioner lacked credentials to file reports. Medical Board Chair Dr. James Davis responds Wednesday. Denied. Standard process exists for reason. Nighttime work without proper documentation concerning. Charles's attorney pushes back. Standard process takes 6 months. These children have custody hearing 21 days. If therapy stops, they regress. Night sessions were documented. Is board's timeline more important than patient outcomes? Thursday afternoon, 4:15 p.m., Dr. Davis calls back. We've received Columbia's letter. Given institutional sponsorship and emergency circumstances, issuing provisional practice permit. Valid 90 days, renewable pending full review. Permit includes note. Practitioner authorized for standard and non-standard hours treatment, including overnight therapeutic sessions when medically indicated. 4:18 p.m. Thursday, November 6th. Naomi Turner legally authorized to practice aquatic physical therapy in New York State, including night work. Charles calls her 4:24 p.m. You're licensed. As of 6 minutes ago, can work nights, legally, professionally. Naomi silent for long moment. Then he hears her crying. Friday morning, Naomi undergoes Columbia's competency evaluation, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. 3 evaluators observe her with twins, request to see nighttime session. That night, 11:40 p.m., evaluators watch Naomi work in darkness with Sophia. Observe technique, precision, intuitive understanding of when to push, when to wait. 12:30 a.m., head evaluator says, she's better than half our faculty, and night work, brilliant. Warm water before sleep maximizes healing. Official evaluation, competent to practice without restriction. Night therapeutic protocols, evidence-based and effective. Saturday, Charles's attorney prepares custody hearing, provisional permit, Columbia sponsorship, Dr. Moore's testimony offer, twins progress reports, competency evaluation, night work benefits explanation. Monday morning, family court, Manhattan, 9:30 a.m. They had 3 weeks to do impossible or lose everything they'd saved. Judge Patricia Davis presiding, black robe, stern expression, reputation for strict licensing enforcement. Present, Charles Anderson and attorney Richard Miller. Victoria's parents, Robert and Helen Wilson, with their attorney. Court-appointed child welfare evaluator. Private investigator as witness. Grandparents go first, 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Their attorney presents, Mr. Anderson employed unlicensed medical practitioner, conducted unauthorized treatments at night, in secret, without supervision, endangered his children. Shows medical board investigation letter. Private investigators report documenting Naomi's history. Security footage timestamp showing suspicious activity between 11 p.m. and 1 a.m. repeatedly. Private investigator testifies, Miss Turner lost her license after incident resulting in child's death. Her daughter, she concealed this from employer. Worked at night to avoid detection. Child welfare evaluator. Father's obsession with curing rather than accepting raises serious concerns. Secretive nighttime sessions particularly troubling. Children need stability, not experimental treatments. Robert Wilson takes stand, Victoria's father, white hair, expensive suit, voice shaking. We love Charles, but since Victoria died, he's been obsessed. Spent millions chasing impossible cures. Girls need proper care, professional facilities. We can provide that. Cross-examination reveals their plan. Institutionalize twins in specialized care facility. Separate from Charles. For their own good. Lunch break. 11:30 to 1 p.m. Charles sits with Naomi in hallway. Says nothing. Holds her hand. Richard Miller confident. We have license. Columbia. Dr. Moore ready to testify. We're going to win. 1 p.m. Charles's defense begins. Richard presents provisional license first. Miss Turner now fully licensed and credentialed practitioner in New York State. Authorized specifically for night therapeutic sessions when medically indicated. Shows Columbia's sponsorship letter. Competency evaluation. Patient testimonials from Jamaica. Then Dr. Patricia Moore appears via video link from Columbia. Miss Turner's techniques clinically sound and evidence-based. Progress in these children unprecedented in my 30-year career. Reviewed 8 weeks documentation, before and after measurements, video evidence. These children went from never walk prognosis to demonstrable improvement. She pauses, looks directly at camera, at judge. The nighttime sessions, that's when this therapy works best. Muscles relax before sleep. Treatment effects compound overnight. This isn't suspicious practice. This is innovative medicine. Miss Turner should be commended, not prosecuted. 3:45 p.m. Charles takes stand. Questions come fast. Why allow unlicensed treatment? When discover it? Why not stop immediately? Charles answers each carefully, honestly. Didn't know she was treating them at first. She did it while I was asleep. When I discovered it, I saw the data. Saw my daughters moving. Had choice. Follow rules or save my children. What did you choose? I chose them. I'll always choose them. Even if it meant breaking law? Every doctor said impossible. They were wrong. My wife knew they were wrong. She died in that pool trying to prove it. Naomi finished what Victoria started. Night sessions weren't secret. They were necessary. Grandparents' attorney stands. Mr. Anderson, you're asking this court to believe sneaking around at midnight, conducting medical procedures without telling anyone was appropriate parenting? Charles looks at Judge Davis. Your Honor, I'm asking this court to believe healing doesn't follow office hours. That expertise can come from unexpected places. That sometimes answer is right in front of you, invisible because you're not looking at right time or right person. 4 p.m. Naomi takes stand, hands shaking, wearing best dress, navy blue, modest. She looks like what she is, 61-year-old immigrant who's worked 3 jobs to survive. Richard asks gently, Why did you hide your background? Because I knew no one would believe me. Black woman, immigrant, lost her license, working as night shift nanny. Who listens to that person? But you treated children anyway, at night. I watched them suffer, had knowledge that could help. Knew from my practice in Jamaica, warm water before sleep works best. I couldn't walk past that. You understand you risked criminal charges? Yes. Why take that risk? Why work at night specifically? Long pause. Naomi's voice drops to whisper. Because I couldn't save my own daughter. In daylight, where everyone watched me fail. Maybe I could save his. In darkness, where healing happens quietly. Judge Davis leans forward. And nighttime schedule? Was that to hide what you were doing? No, Your Honor. That's when therapy works. Body temperature water, before sleep, muscles relaxed. It's medicine, not secrecy. 5 p.m. Judge calls recess, asks to see children, unusual, but within her discretion. Sophia and Olivia brought to courtroom in wheelchairs, 4 years old, small, fragile. Judge Davis kneels to their level, speaks softly. Hello, girls. Can you tell me who takes care of you? Sophia points immediately at Naomi. Miss Nomi. What does Miss Nomi do? Olivia answers, voice clear. Helps us swim at night. We're getting strong. At night? Does that scare you? Sophia shakes head. No, water's warm, dark is nice. We sleep good after. Can you show me how strong you're getting? Sophia looks at Naomi. Naomi nods. Little girl puts hands on wheelchair arms, pushes, legs straighten, shaking, trembling, but straightening. She holds position 6 seconds, entire courtroom silent. Robert Wilson crying, Helen Wilson hand over mouth, Charles tears streaming. Sophia sits back down, smiles at Judge. I'm gonna walk soon, Miss Nomi promised. Judge Davis stands, returns to bench, sits, looks at notes for long time, finally speaks. I've presided over family court 16 years, seen cases where parents harm children through neglect, through abuse, through ignorance. She looks at Charles. This is not one of those cases. She looks at grandparents. Mr. and Mrs. Wilson, your concern for granddaughters evident and commendable, but you're asking me to remove them from their father because he fought for them when others gave up. You're asking me to institutionalize them because they're improving under his care. I won't do that. She looks at Naomi. Miss Turner, you took extraordinary risks, broke rules, worked in secret. Under normal circumstances, I would have serious concerns. Pause. But these are not normal circumstances. You had expertise wrongly taken from you. You saw children suffering and knew you could help. You did help, and now you have proper credentials and oversight. She picks up gavel. Custody remains with Charles Anderson. Ongoing oversight by Columbia required. Monthly progress reports to this court. Continued psychological evaluation of children. She looks directly at Charles. With one condition, Miss Turner must be promoted from nanny to official medical staff. Proper salary, benefits, professional title. If she's providing medical care, she should be compensated and respected as medical professional. Another pause, then adds, and if treatment works best at night, then night work is medical necessity, not negligence. Permit specifically authorizes overnight therapeutic sessions as clinically indicated. Bang, gavel down. We're adjourned. Courtroom erupts. Charles sobbing, Naomi crying, grandparents stunned, Dr. Moore smiling on video screen. Outside courthouse 5:30 p.m., Naomi asks Charles, "What just happened?" Charles laughs through tears. Justice, for once. Same judge who built career on rules looked at child standing and rewrote them, even ones about working after dark. Week 15. Naomi's new office overlooks rooftop pool, converted guest room, medical equipment, documentation system, proper therapy table. Title, Director of Aquatic Rehabilitation, Anderson Family. Salary, $92,000 yearly. Health insurance covering Destiny's asthma. Retirement plan, professional development budget. Pool renovated. $85,000 improvements, proper depth markers, safety rails, temperature controls upgraded, adjustable lighting for night sessions, schedule formalized, documented, reported to Columbia monthly. Sophia, 11 p.m. to 12:30 a.m., Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. Olivia, 12:45 a.m. to 2:15 a.m., Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. Charles participates 3 nights weekly, learned techniques, patience, rhythm, stays up until 1 a.m. therapy nights, shows up, is present. Sessions become father-daughter bonding. You're getting strong, Sophia. he says Wednesday night. Like your dad. Sophia grins. Like Miss Nomi, you mean? Week 16 evaluation by Columbia. Dr. Moore reviews progress personally. Sophia. Hip neutral position, 0 degrees, bears weight 15 seconds. Taking assisted steps with walker. Olivia. Knee contracture down to 62 degrees from 95. Sitting unsupported 45 seconds. Reaching movements fluid. Pain medication. Eliminated completely both twins. Sleep, full nights without waking. Quality dramatically improved since night sessions formalized. Dr. Moore's report. Continued improvement exceeding clinical expectations. Night treatment protocols proving highly effective. Recommend expansion to broader patient population. Conversation happens month 3. Charles to Naomi. How many children are there like mine? In New York? Hundreds? In country? Thousands. Most families can't afford specialists, and almost no one offers night therapy. What if we made this available? Around the clock. They establish Healing Waters Foundation, named after Naomi's Jamaica clinic. Mission. Provide aquatic therapy to children with neuromuscular conditions regardless ability to pay. Unique feature, 24-hour therapy access. Night sessions for families who work during day. Initial funding, $5 million from Charles. Facility, converted warehouse, Brooklyn. 3 therapy pools, training center, separate night therapy wing with proper lighting and equipment. Naomi's role, clinical director. Opens in 8 months, month 4. Victoria's parents visit. Conversation difficult, painful, necessary. We're sorry, Helen says. We were scared, didn't understand about night sessions. Charles. You wanted to protect them. I understand. You didn't know Victoria was trying same thing. Helen. We wanted them safe. You wanted them healed. You were right. Victoria was right. She tried this at night before she died. We didn't listen. Robert. Can we start over? Be part of their lives properly? They establish visitation schedule. Grandparents every Sunday afternoon. Helen starts volunteering at Healing Waters Foundation. Learns about night therapy protocols, becomes advocate. Robert funds scholarship program for families who can't afford any therapy. Victoria would have wanted this. She always said healing doesn't follow office hours. Month 5, Rockaway Beach, sunny afternoon. Naomi enters ocean during daylight, first time since August 14th, 2008. Destiny with her. 8 years old now, playing in shallows. Naomi walks into water up to knees, then waist. Sun bright overhead. She can see everything. She starts crying. Destiny runs over. Grandma, why crying? Because I can touch water in sun again. It's just water. No, baby, it's everything. I lost your mother in daylight. I found those twins in darkness. Now I can have both. She tells Destiny age-appropriate version of her mother's story. Choice she made. Price she paid. Destiny asks, you saved that boy like you saved the twins. I try to save somebody every day. Morning or night doesn't matter. It's what she would have wanted. Month 6, Thanksgiving evening, 6 p.m., Anderson penthouse, family dinner, present, Charles, Sophia, Olivia, Naomi, Destiny, Robert and Helen, Margaret, Thomas Brown, Columbia medical team. Sophia stands at table, with Walker but standing. I want to say thank you. Room goes quiet. Miss Nomi didn't give up. She helped me even at night, so I didn't give up. She takes 3 steps toward Naomi, assisted, shaky, but 3 actual steps. Room erupts, standing ovation, applause, crying. Naomi catches Sophia, holds her. You were never broken, baby. You just needed someone to believe, day or night, Olivia adds from wheelchair. And water at night is nice. Future establishes itself naturally. Healing Waters Foundation accepts first patients. 12 children first month. 3 families specifically request night sessions. Working parents, shift workers, families who can't access care regular hours. Naomi trains 4 new therapists, including night therapy protocols. Columbia publishes preliminary findings. Paper titled, Nocturnal Aquatic Therapy, Clinical Outcomes in Pediatric Neuromuscular Rehabilitation. Medical establishment takes notice. Charles reduces role at Anderson Pharmaceuticals, hires new CEO, focuses on foundation full-time. Twins projected timeline, independent walking within 18 to 24 months. Naomi's full U.S. license, approved after provisional period, with specific authorization for night therapeutic work. Media coverage, revolutionary night therapy program transforms pediatric care. Other hospitals begin offering night therapy programs. 24-hour therapeutic care becomes new standard. Payoffs layer perfectly. Immediate, twins saved from paralysis. Family stays together. Medium. Naomi's career and reputation restored. Night work legitimized professionally. Long-term, foundation helps hundreds children. Method legitimized. Training program creates new generation night shift specialists. Personal. Naomi heals from trauma. Charles learns to be present. Family rebuilt from grief. Daylight and darkness both reclaimed. Legacy. Medical establishment learns to value unexpected expertise. Night medical work recognized as professional practice, not suspicious activity. They'd all lost something to water. They'd all found something in it too. Some in daylight, some in darkness, all in healing. 18 months after that first night session. Brooklyn facility, Healing Waters Foundation, early evening, 6 p.m., Naomi in pool with new patient, 5-year-old boy with cerebral palsy. His mother watches from observation window, crying, hope, tears. Behind them, Charles with Sophia and Olivia. Twins walk in, not wheelchairs. Walkers, but they're walking, actually walking. Sophia sees mother crying, goes over to her. Miss Naomi helped us. She works at night too if you need. That's when it helped us most. Mother looks confused. You mean you do night sessions? Naomi smiles from pool. Healing doesn't punch a clock. We're open 24 hours. Mother starts crying harder. Relief, gratitude. This is what victory looks like. Not dramatic, not cinematic, just steady, quiet, real. Naomi thinks back to that first night. 11:43 p.m., hands shaking, breaking into pool, terrified. 18 years running from water, 18 years hiding in darkness because she failed in daylight. Turns out she wasn't running from water, she was running from herself. These children taught her, you can't fix broken things, because nothing's broken. They just needed someone who'd get in water when everyone else stayed dry. Someone who'd work at midnight if that's when it mattered. How many times do we see someone struggling and think, not my problem, not my expertise, not my place, not my shift? How many children are waiting for someone who won't give up, who won't wait for morning? Sophia walks now. Olivia runs. 12 more children at Foundation finding their strength. 3 of them come at night. Their parents work days. We work around their lives. And somewhere in Jamaica, there's grandmother's healing tradition that crossed ocean, survived daylight tragedy, found purpose in darkness, and finally came home to light. Water remembers, even when we forget. Morning and night. Sometimes most powerful medicine isn't expensive. It's just someone who refuses to accept impossible, someone willing to work when others sleep, someone who knows healing doesn't follow office hours. Naomi works both shifts now, daylight and darkness. She's not hiding anymore. She's healing. Around the clock. She got in water when no one else would. At night, in darkness, when it mattered most. That's not magic. That's just refusing to look away. And knowing healing doesn't need permission from clock. If this story reminded you that expertise lives in unexpected places and unexpected times, a like and subscribe help us share more stories that challenge what we think we know. And if you know someone who needs to hear that impossible is just an opinion, share this with them. Thank you for listening.